At least Brett Cooper looks like Snow White in this promo, whereas you can't really say the same thing about Rachel Zegler.
It's really not about the love story at all, which is really, really wonderful. And whether or not she finds love along the way is anybody's guess until 2024.
We are attempting something huge. We're going up against Disney. We have our critics, but we have passion and we have a mission in mind that is bigger than just this movie.
Disney's live-action adaptations have generated controversy and enthusiasm in recent years. Some fans adore the chance to witness their favorite characters, Princess Jasmine, Simba, and Belle, in a whole new light on the big screen. Some, on the other hand, have begun to notice that Disney is mishandling every adaptation and that things are only going to get worse. We witnessed it with Aladdin and The Little Mermaid, but because of the significant alterations Disney is making to such a well-loved and timeless tale, things have gone immeasurably worse with Snow White. The renowned Disney princess was first portrayed by Latina actress Rachel Zegler. Fans expressed their disapproval and worry over this casting choice in droves. But Disney only served to fan the flames when they revealed that the cherished dwarf characters would vanish and be replaced by fantastical animals. This turned into a heated argument, and Disney faced harsh criticism. But it appears that things have been shifting behind the scenes, as a recently disclosed image raises the possibility that the dwarfs may return. It still doesn't look good though, as fans aren't too fond of how those dwarfs appear, and there is still a lot of discussion over a whole other plot. Rachel Zegler's remarks regarding the movie are being spoken about and receiving a lot of attention once more. Rachel remarked that 1937 was a long time ago. She is facing criticism once more for an interview in which she revealed that the film will depart from the original Snow White plot, which was centered on the pursuit of true love. Supporters are not pleased with how she and director Mark Webb's new version seems to undermine conventional romance themes and the value of friendship. Rachel's attempt to paint the prince as a stalker makes the original story seem like something it is not, which makes the critique particularly severe. It's clear from the original cartoon that it was released in 1937. Her romantic relationship with a man who almost chases her is the main focus. Strange. So this time, we didn't do it. Fans have become divided over these remarks and Disney's alteration of the cherished cartoon classic, leading some to call the movie woke. The severe criticism has put the film in a precarious situation because a large number of fans have gone so far as to threaten to boycott its distribution. It appears that Disney opted to push back the movie's original 2024 release date to 2025 for just this reason. But not everyone has opted to watch helplessly while Snow White is destroyed. In actuality, a completely different Snow White film is presently in development and is scheduled for release in 2024 in place of Disney's adaptation. A conservative news organization called The Daily Wire has entered the picture with its own adaptation of the classic story in reaction to Disney's approach to its live-action Snow White. This movie will be available on Benki, a recently launched streaming service that caters mostly to kids. Disney's empire was built on Snow White, and co-CEO of The Daily Wire, Jeremy Waring, issued a bold statement pointing out that the live-action adaptation's direction has let down the company's devoted fan base. The Snow White adaptation from The Daily Wire, titled Snow White and the Evil Queen, is scheduled for release in 2024. The fact that the film will, above all, remain faithful to the original Brothers Grimm fairy tale is what will genuinely entice longtime fans to this whole endeavor. The Daily Wire's adherence to the original text is especially welcome news for fans who have voiced dissatisfaction with Disney's live action, as it brings attention back to the traditional values that Disney is destroying. They have a very clear idea for the movie. It's about romance, inner beauty, enchantment, and friendship. The Daily Wire thinks that these timeless principles, which form the core of the narrative, are still applicable today, rather from being antiquated, as Rachel Zegler suggests. These principles are meant to be celebrated and highlighted for their significance in contemporary society. The movie stars actress Brett Cooper as the new Snow White, and her participation has created a lot of hype. since her dedication to upholding the timeless principles of the original fairy tale speaks to audiences who are dissatisfied with Disney's direction. Fans have welcomed her with open arms. Gret is an actress, though. In addition, she is a well-known YouTuber and a part of the Daily Wire family, which also includes prominent people like Candace Owens, Jeremy Boring, and Ben Shapiro. Cooper began her career as an extra in the Hollywood film Parental Guidance, but she ultimately made a different decision. Her popularity grew when she started co-hosting the YouTube comment area with Brett Cooper, whose channel has more than 3.6 million members. Here, she actively interacts with her sizable audience while offering comments on social, political, and cultural issues. Apart from her virtual persona, Brett has acted in films such as Bobby and M. Gill and 500 Fireflies. Based on the little teaser that the production firm shared, she is also a talented vocalist. Fans seeking a faithful version that deviates from Disney's formula will find that the Daily Wire's Snow White and the Evil Queen, with Brett Cooper at the forefront and a dedication to upholding the timeless principles of the original Snow White story, is a compelling alternative. Gret even recently posted an amazing video in which she addressed some of the questions that fans have been wondering about since they learned about yet another Snow White movie, responded to the trailer, and formally embraced her part. In the video, Gret addressed a TikTok video posted by fellow YouTuber Ryan Cannell, who noted that viewers are looking for amusement devoid of propaganda and stressed how crucial this is. Brett expressed his complete agreement, stating,
Not expecting this announcement. At least Brett Cooper looks like Snow White in this promo, whereas you can't really say the same thing about Rachel Zegler. You know, it'd be one thing if Snow White turned around and put a MAGA hat on or some bullshit. That's not, people don't want propaganda on the other side. They just want propaganda-free entertainment.
It's Hollywood, baby.
And that really is the main point. We're not trying to turn Snow White into something that it's not. We're not trying to turn Snow White into a MAGA conservative movie. We're just trying to represent the values that Snow White.
Cooper went on, responding to another TikTok user's response video in which the user said that Snow White and the Evil Queen weren't attempting to appeal to woke audiences either, a point Brett completely agreed with. Indeed, we don't give a damn about being politically correct, but more significantly, our creative staff does care about the original material.
Yes, you're right. We don't give a crap about being woke, but more importantly, our creative team actually gives a crap about the source material. They want to tell the original story with the values and the themes that made the Grimm brothers fairy tale so famous and important to begin with.
Brett made sure to underline the crucial principles that Snow White and the Evil Queen will be based on. For heaven's sake, principles of love, compassion, friendship, and inner beauty should be prioritized over conceit and romance.
Love and kindness and friendship and inner beauty versus vanity and romance, for Pete's sake, because apparently that's missing in 2023. Weird. No!
She also made care to address a crucial point regarding her appearance in the video in her response. Snow White had a short bob in the Disney original cartoon, but it's evident that she had quite long hair in the film. Brett was careful to point out that, in the Grimm original, Snow White is depicted in all the illustrations with long hair, which is historically more authentic for the era. Part of the dedication to the original story is adhering to these historical details. This is also due to the fact that, although Disney owns the original cartoon, the story is not their property. Furthermore, the new film is a representation of the Brothers Grimm fairy tale, rather than the Disney production. The everlasting morals that underpin the fairy tale's widespread appeal are the most significant aspect of this film. And that's the most crucial factor in the end. Brett stated unequivocally that political motivations are not the focus of the new Snow White version. Audiences who are thrilled about the idea of a movie that maintains the core of the beloved tale without attempting to diversify every turn have responded well to the strategy. This is particularly crucial because Disney also appears to have forgotten that the film itself constituted a significant risk at the time. Co-founder of the Daily Wire, Jeremy Boring, discussed how Disney's attempt to obliterate the original narrative that shaped the studio into what it is today is, in fact, an act of extreme contempt towards Walt Disney's vision and labors. all in order to construct this dream. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs was one of his biggest risks and triumphs. At the time, others criticized Disney for its foolishness. They were positive it would fail. It was 400% over budget, and if it had failed, the entire corporation would have gone bankrupt. However, it was successful. It went on to rank among the highest-grossing movies ever made. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs made it feasible for Disney to produce all you see today. Therefore, Disney's current remake of their own classic film is the best evidence of their disrespect for their own heritage and fanbase. I felt that Snow White was the ideal story, as Walt Disney once stated. I had the romance, the prince and the girl, and the empathetic dwarves. It just seemed like the ideal story to me. Regretfully, the corporation that Disney built disagrees with the ideals of its founder. Already, Brett Cooper and the Daily Wire are proving to be a far more sincere and superior pairing than Disney and Rachel Zegler. And if Disney continues on this destructive course, things could easily go horribly wrong. What are your thoughts on a potential new Snow White film? What are your thoughts on a potential new Snow White film? Please share your thoughts with me here, and don't forget to watch this other video.